So today we are going to talk about thalamus in detail, right? But before we really start with thalamus, I would like that we should have some concept related with diencephalon, because thalamus is the part of diencephalon, right? So let's develop first of all the concept related with diencephalon. You know, when central nervous system is developing, first of all there is a formation of a neural tube. Is that right? So let's put it here, that here is the neural tube, right? Then the cranial end, it develops three swellings. Right? During the development of central nervous system, right, from the neural tube, right, as central nervous system during intrauterine life, when it is developing in the baby, right, or fetus, we can say first of all on the cranial side it will develop three swellings, right? These swellings are called, yes, who will tell me the names of these swellings? Yeah, first of all it's forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. That's very good. So forebrain is, let's suppose I put a different color here. Forebrain, this vesicle, which these three are also called three primary vesicles, right? This is called forebrain, or other name for this is, yes? Who will tell me? What is the other name for this swelling? Prosencephalon. So what is this? This is prosencephalon, right? And what is this? Mesencephalon. Mesencephalon. And this is for the hindbrain, we call it rhombencephalon. So basically during the development of central nervous system, on the cranial end of the neural tube, there are three primary vesicles formed. These three primary vesicles are called prosencephalon for the forebrain, mesencephalon for the midbrain, rhombencephalon for the hindbrain. Is that right? Now, later on, this prosencephalon further develops, right? And let me show how the prosencephalon develops. Let's suppose that this is prosencephalon, right? For further development, this part of prosencephalon, which is the deeper part of it, this deeper part of the prosencephalon, this develops less. But this outer part, this develops more rapidly. Is that right? Let's suppose we look at the further development, right? And this prosencephalon I will divide into, as it further develops, it divides into two vesicles, right? This is prosencephalon, here is mesencephalon, yes. Rhombencephalon again divides into further two. And now, this is the further development of central nervous system, right? This was prosencephalon. This has been divided now, developed into two vesicles, prosencephalon. Mesencephalon remain as single entity, mesencephalon, right? Rhombencephalon, suppose this is rhombencephalon, this further develops into two parts. Is that right? Now how many, out of three primary vesicles with further development of central nervous system, we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 vesicles. Now out of these two, as they will develop further, now what the point which you have to remember, that this area develops less rapidly and this specific area develops more rapidly. And what is the result? That this specific area develops a lot, right? And as upper and outer part develops a lot, this part will become buried within. It will be buried within. So the further development of central nervous system will lead to a situation like this, that in prosencephalon, and this part is central median. Now prosencephalon is developed into two parts, that it has developed into upper and outer vesicles and inner and lower vesicles. Upper and outer vesicles, they rapidly grow, and lower and inner vesicles, they are buried within. Then of course the next component is your, what is this? Yes, mesencephalon. Is that right? That is midbrain. And then lower than that, from rhombencephalon, is development of pons and medulla and cerebellum. And of course, you know, in the end, there must be spinal cord. Right? Now, out of prosencephalon, these two swellings which develop, right? The outer swelling is called telencephalon. What is it called? Telencephalon. And inner swellings are called? Yes? Diencephalon. So what we can say, that this green or outer part, what is this? Telencephalon. Right? And this part of the central nervous system, which is present deep within the telencephalon, covered by the telencephalon, deep in the median, right? This is called diencephalon. Okay, someone is remembering Lady Diana? Why? Okay, so you think that diencephalon is like Diana here? Okay, all of you must be remembering Lady Diana. Here she is, happily. Right? Diencephalon is in the center. And from everywhere, what are there? There are telescopes. Right? You remember that there were a lot of paparazzis after her, and their cameras with telescopic view and all, right? And that eventually ended up into some tragedies. So what is happening? That when your forebrain is developing, telencephalon is outside, and in the center is Diana. What is Diana? Diencephalon. Is that right? So, and this telencephalon eventually mainly develop into cerebral hemispheres. This telencephalon eventually develop into cerebral hemispheres. And this part, which is called diencephalon, now I will teach you a little detail about diencephalon, right? That what are the structures which are derived from development of diencephalon. Is that right? Up to now we are clear. Diencephalon is part of the forebrain, right? And diencephalon is in the deepest part of the forebrain, right? Just above the midbrain, and on the sides it is covered by the telencephalon. Diencephalon is covered by the telencephalon. Now let's go into detail of diencephalon. First of all, we will discuss that what are the structures which are derived from diencephalon. What are the structures which are derived from diencephalon? Who will tell me what are the structures which are normally developed out of diencephalon? Yes, who is going to tell me? Thalamus. Okay, one structure which is derived from the diencephalon is thalamus. What is other structure? Hypothalamus. Very good, excellent. What else? Yes? What else is developed from diencephalon? Yes? You have told me two structures. You have told me thalamus developed from diencephalon. Is it derived from diencephalon? Rather, thalamus is the largest part of diencephalon. Second structure is hypothalamus. You told me. What else is developing from diencephalon? We should have a very clear concept. What are the structures which are part of diencephalon, which are developed from diencephalon? Basal ganglia are not the part of diencephalon. They are lateral to diencephalon, so it means basal ganglia are part of telencephalon. Yes. Okay, what else? Okay, subthalamus, that is part of diencephalon, very good. So you have told me thalamus, hypothalamus and subthalamus, right? And there are some more structures also. Let me draw them here, right? I will try to make your concept related with that. Already we have studied the neuroanatomy up to midbrain, isn't it? So I will develop the structures of diencephalon in relationship to the midbrain. Let's suppose I draw a midbrain here. This is midbrain, and what is this? Pons, medulla, I hope you understand this structure. This is brain, stem. What is this? Midbrain, pons, medulla. Is that right? And spinal cord. Now, what is exactly the structures which are in relationship with the midbrain? Actually, diencephalon is just above the midbrain. Diencephalon is just superior to the midbrain. Because diencephalon is just superior to the midbrain, so here is midbrain, pons, medulla, right? First structure which is related with the diencephalon, that is just superior to the midbrain. What is this structure? This is thalamus. But actually there are how many thalami? How many thalamus? There are two thalamus. One thalamus is superior to this part of the midbrain. Other thalamus is superior to that part of the midbrain. Right? So what we can make, okay, let me draw a different view. Now just above the midbrain we are going to draw the diencephalon structures. So first of all, there are two big masses of grey matter above the midbrain. These masses of grey matter which are present superior to the grey matter, superior to the midbrain, these are called thalami. So how many thalami are there? There are two thalami superior to the midbrain. Is that right? Now, actually, in between the thalami, what is the structure present? In between the thalami. In between the thalami. Anyone? I think I need to draw a little more basic. I will draw a little more basic structures. Can you understand what is it? Yeah. This is spinal canal. This is fourth ventricle. In the midbrain, what is this? cerebral aqueduct. Very good. So you are clear up to this structure. Right. Let us suppose here you are standing in the fourth ventricle. Is that right? You are in the fourth ventricle. You decide to go up. Right? When you are going up, right? At the top of cerebral aqueduct, this cavity will expand. What will happen? This cavity will expand. When this cavity will expand, right? You are there in the fourth ventricle. You move through the cerebral aqueduct upward and you go into a expanded cavity, and this expanded cavity is called, what is it? Third ventricle. Is that right? Now you are in the third ventricle. Now, if you are in the third ventricle, let's suppose I am there in the third ventricle. If I am standing in the third ventricle, under my feet, what is the structure? Under my feet, what is inferior to me? Under my feet, here it is midbrain. Is that right? Now listen. So it means, here this is, what is this? Midbrain, isn't it? So if you are standing here, the inferior structure is midbrain. Is that right? And if I'm standing like this in the which area? Third ventricle, right? And I've just come out of cerebral aqueduct. I move a little forward. Now on my right side and left side, there are big masses of grey matter. There's a very big masses of grey matter here, and there's a very big mass of grey matter here. These two masses of the grey matter are called thalami. What are these? These are thalami. No problem here? So I will put the thalami on the side of it. That on this side there is the thalamus, on that side there is the thalamus. Right? So I will draw a small diagram. What we have learned up to now. Here is one thalamus. Right? Here is the other thalamus. And what is the structure? Now you will tell me CSF filled structure here. What is this structure? Third ventricle. No problem. You come into third ventricle. Under your feet is the midbrain. On the sides there is thalami. And on the back what you have? On the back you have also something. There must be something. Let's suppose you turn your face backward. Now what you will see here? Who will tell me? Yes. What are the exact structure on the back? Yes, one of them is posterior commissure. What else structure are present on the back? On the sides there are thalami. Let me tell you. Actually on the back structure here, there is a median swelling, central swelling like this. Yes. What is the name of this central swelling? There's one swelling on the back. Pineal gland or pineal body. That's very good. What is this? Pineal gland or pineal body. Is that right? No problem up to here. So we will put in this structure here yes, pineal gland. I made it a little larger than out of proportion so that you really remember. The pineal gland is present as a median swelling backward, right? So thalami on the sides Thalami on the sides. On the back we have, yes, you can please keep on moving the camera with my hands. Right? On the back what we have? Pineal body. On the sides we have thalami. And below we have midbrain. Total orientation? Okay. Now, if you really look at these corners, at this corner and that corner, it means you are looking at this point and at this point. Right? Here thalamus. At this end of the thalamus, it means it is the posterior part of thalamus and superior part of thalamus. And on this corner, right, on these corners. Now what I'm doing, I'm touching with this something and touching this there. You know what I'm touching? Okay, just a minute. There are some structures which are present over here and I'm touching them. Yeah. Do you think I'm touching stars? Yes, here. Pineal body is central. Right? Again, I'm standing on the midbrain. I came from the midbrain through cerebral aqueduct. I found myself in a water-filled, CSF-filled large a central cavity, which is third ventricle. Right? I move a little forward. I'm standing on the top of the midbrain. Is that right? Here is thalamus, right thalamus. Here is left thalamus. Posteriorly in the center there is pineal body. And at the top there are, on this side and on this side, what is there? These two stars. What are these stars? Anyone? These are not hypothalamus. These are habenular nuclei. What are these? These are habenular nucleus. So how many habenular nuclei are there? Two. And how many pineal body are there? One. And these three structures, pineal body along with habenular nuclei, these three structures together are called epithalamus. What are they called? Epithalamus. Now you know exactly where is thalamus and where is epithalamus and what are the structures related with epithalamus. Am I clear? Right? So, again, now I will again draw. What is the structure I am drawing here? Habenular nucleus. And what is this structure I am drawing here? Habenular nucleus. So there are two habenular nucleus and one pineal body. Is that right? And pineal body with two habenular nucleus is called epithalamus. So what is epithalamus? Epithalamus consists of one median, yes, pineal body, which is posteriorly present, and two habenular, yes, nuclei. Any problem up to this? No? Okay. Now, these two habenular nucleus are connected with each other. Fibers from right habenular nucleus are going towards the left, and fibers from the left habenular nucleus are coming to the right. And this bundle of fibers which are connecting the habenular nuclei, this is the bundle of those fibers, right? These bundle of fibers which are connecting the two habenular nuclei, they are passing through the stalk of pineal gland. Upper part of, this is the stalk of pineal gland, and upper part of the stalk of pineal gland, these fibers are crossing. What is this crossing called? Commissure. Which commissure? Yes? It is not posterior commissure. It is not interior commissure. It is not interthalamic commissure. Okay, first I will tell you what is posterior commissure. It is not posterior commissure. It is not interior commissure. It is not interthalamic grey matter, because interthalamic grey matter is if I look to these two thalami from the back, if this is the back of the midbrain, I'm showing now midbrain from the back, posteriorly, right? Pons, medulla, and from the back you are seeing what is this? Cerebral aqueduct. What is this? Fourth ventricle, right? And on the back of midbrain you have superior colliculi and inferior colliculi. These structures are clear? No problem? And what is the structure now here? Third ventricle, is that right? And on the side of third ventricle, what is the structure here? I hope you understand. These are two thalami, right? They are part of diencephalon. These are superior colliculi and inferior colliculi, which are part of the midbrain, mesencephalon. This is a posterior aspect. You are looking from the back, right? Wow. What was here this? Okay, thank you. You know this is habenular nuclei. And what is this structure on the back? Yes? Now you are looking more, answering good. I'm happy. Pineal gland or body. Is that right? Now this is the cross link between the two habenular nuclei. I told you this is not posterior commissure. So first I should tell you where is the posterior commissure. Is that right? Actually, posterior commissure situation is in the midbrain. In the midbrain, here there's a pretectal nucleus. What is this nucleus? Pretectal. Right? This is pretectal nucleus. From the pretectal nucleus, fibers are crossing. This is posterior commissure. What is this? This is posterior commissure. It means if I draw midbrain here, this is superior colliculi, inferior colliculi. Is that right? And here I draw the midbrain structure, pons and medulla. It means pretectal nucleus is here and also here. And these fibers are crossing like that. These fibers are posterior commissure. They are crossing just in the lower part of stalk of pineal body. Is that right? Now, rather they are even inferior to the pineal body. So this is posterior commissure. This is called habenular commissure. What is it? It's so easy. They are connecting the two habenular nuclei. Habenular commissure. So next time you will not confuse the posterior commissure with habenular. Secondly, these two thalami in the center, right? These two thalami we are looking from the back, right? On the back, they have a little gray matter touching each other. This is called interthalamic adhesion. Fibers don't cross here. So this is interthalamic gray matter adhesion. Thalamus is mass of gray matter. So don't confuse interthalamic gray matter adhesion with habenular commissure or posterior commissure. You can say interthalamic adhesion can be shown like this. You are getting it? So it is exactly here. Habenular nuclei are and their commissure is here. And pretectal nuclei with posterior commissure is here. I hope you will not confuse these structures. Now we are left with which structure? Yes, my friends. Someone was confusing another structure here. Someone said anterior commissure. I told you this is not anterior commissure. I will be really impressed if you can tell me where is the anterior commissure. Anyone?
On the bottom, at the bottom.
Everything is not in the bottom.
No, in the midbrain, but
You can come here and tell me. Yes, come here. Camera is not going to bite you. Yeah.
See here under the
Okay,
thalamus.
I will ask you a simple question. Anterior commissure is a commissure between which two structures? Look. Oh my God, someone is going to confuse that thing with optic chiasma. I will tell you where is the optic chiasma. Oh my God. Right, you are horrifying me. But believe me, I will really spend time on this region because many students in neuroanatomy get confused in this area. They very happily study the spinal cord and brainstem and suddenly they don't know what is this messing up here. So I will spend some time so this mess is clear. Right? So habenular commissure is in between habenular nuclei. Posterior commissure is in between pretectal nuclei. Anterior commissure is in between temporal lobe. Have a seat, please. Right? I need to make it now diagram here. Right? Listen. Actually, here is your midbrain, pons, medulla, brainstem, right? Here is your cerebral hemisphere. Is that right? You know about the cerebral hemisphere? This is frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe and temporal lobe. Actually, right temporal lobe and left temporal lobe, they are connected with some fibers and those fibers are called anterior commissure. It means anterior commissure is not the part of diencephalon, that is a component of telencephalon. Is that right? No confusion? Next time, anterior commissure is commissure between the temporal lobes. Posterior commissure is a commissure between the pretectal nuclei of midbrain. Habenular commissure is a commissure between the habenular nuclei. And two habenular nuclei with one epithalamus, they make which structure? Epithalamus. Right? So now you know epithalamus plus these two thalami are there. We also simply call this thalami dorsal thalamus. What we call it? Dorsal. So there is epithalamus and there is dorsal thalamus. Is that right? Which is also called simply thalamus. Right? Now we have to see in relationship to all these structure where exactly is your beloved area called hypothalamus. Now we have to see that in relationship to these structure where exactly is the location of hypothalamus. How many of you really know exactly in this diagram where should be hypothalamus? Raise your hands. How many of you are really knowing it? I feel only my hand is high. Okay, there's a lady with one hand and all other people have two hands. Yes. Where is exactly hypothalamus? Okay, I will tell you. It's my turn. I will develop now the intimate relationship, anatomical relationship between different structures of diencephalon